Good morning. I like doing the spinny. So I am heading back to Landlord's house today to possibly do some sparking because the actual spark is meant to be there today. So going to see if he's happy for me to throw the cables around for the lights and the remaining sockets. Because as of yet, I've just chased in the walls. Yes, today. Yes. Yeah, because that vlog goes up this morning. Yeah. But on a brighter note, I actually thought to fucking exercise this morning, so I'm not falling off too bad. So I've done a set of pull-ups. I managed 12. I was happy with that. Push-ups, like some kettlebell, fucking grab it from the floor, pull it up, lift it above your head type shit. And what else did I do? Either way, I've done a little workout, so I'm happy with that. Right, I'm gonna finish helping get the kids ready for school, then jump in the fucking van, and I'll see you at the job. Hope you're having a good day. Hey up, we're here. We're at job. Well, job. Landlord's house. It's not a job. Landlord's house. Right, so he's got the Ethernet the other side of this wall. So the other side of this wall is the actual kitchen. So we're going to be getting the Ethernet cable from the other side of that wall, up and over, down this wall to this side, and putting a nice little box here for his internet. And then the other thing is, again, because this room is going to become a bathroom, there's a socket there, and a socket there, there. Fucking hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sockets. But then there's sockets, again, the other side of that wall that he uses, which is where the actual router is plugged in. So the 5 sockets in here want isolating, deading, safely getting rid of, but the sockets the other side of the wall want retaining. And then there's another little socket we're going to get rid of. This one, which that should be easy because it just looks like it comes through the wall to these. So that looks straightforward enough. But yeah, and they're things that we can do that hopefully won't upset Sparky, who was going to be here today, but he's going to be here tomorrow now. So yeah, let's crack on. Hope you're having a nice day. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Right then, progress. Luckily, in here, the whole bathroom and having sockets thing is run quite smoothly. So what I've started by doing is just taking the faceplates off and seeing which way the cables go. So from here I could say 2 tails coming down here, 2 tails coming down here, but then where this socket's there, I've got nothing at the top. But as soon as you start taking faceplates off, you get a bit of an idea of what's going where. So when I took this one off, where I can't see anything up above, it's only got 1 cable, and you can see a bit of where the wall's been filled. So it's looking like a spur, and obviously there's one next to it. So what it actually goes is the cable goes from here across. Again, this one, the cable doesn't come in from the top, look, it's coming in from the side and the other side. So again, that's telling me that's just a spur off a spur. And then we've got the one here, so you can clearly see the 2 main cables coming down the wall from the top that we've got here. And then all that's doing is spurring from there to that one to that one. So that's nice and easy because it means we can't see any cables going through the wall to power any other sockets the other side of the wall that we need to possibly retain. So I can literally just dead that, cut these up here and just make a safe connection up in the ceiling space, and that'll retain the ring. And then on this wall we've got this socket and that one with the legs coming down. So because we're in the position where we're making a nice load of mess, I was able to chase the wall out just to confirm what I thought, which was that these legs both come down and literally just go into this socket and that socket, because again the worry was that the main thing was to retain sockets the opposite side of this wall. So what I wanted to make sure of was that within the metal capping that this cable didn't disappear through the other side of the wall. So because we can't see that, we know again all we've got to do is now cut these cables, make a connection and retain it in the ceiling space. So yeah, didn't take too long, nice and simple. It's what Landlord was most worried about, that would be really awkward. So it's quite nice when things that you think are going to be awkward and take up a lot of time actually go quite smoothly. If I was in a different situation where this house wasn't kind of having this extent of work doing, I could have done the same, but what I'd have done was bell out the cable connections to figure out where the cables were. But yeah, when it's in this kind of a state, you take the advantage of being able to physically chase the cables out and see where they are. So far so good. Hope you're having a nice day. I'll catch up with you in a little bit while I strip all these cables out. So far so good. So I've deaded these two because this is the main socket, and then it spurred and spurred, and then from here it spurred off round to the one that was there. So gone, retained. So that's cool. Andy's chased that out because I think I'm going to be doing the lighting. So I won't overly explain it, but basically there's going to be a light switch there and there with spots here, but he wants it to be able to switch it from there and here. So I said, well, we need a chase there then to get to that. So those are done. Oh, I've covered it now, but I've put the box down there. I've put a temporary socket here because these he needs powered up, but when it starts digging into the actual old kitchen ring to turn it to the bedroom ring, it's just going to be dead. So I've just quickly, with the Wagos that I used the other day to get rid of a socket that was here, I've just chucked a quick fly lead in and put that there. So that's just temporary. In here, these are all out now. So that's all gone. They're all gone. So I've just got my Wagoed connection, and all the other sockets still work. The sockets the other side of this wall all still works. That's brilliant. I just started taking the fan down. Yeah, nothing else. And to be honest, this is probably the most complicated bit because fucking so many wires. So if that was wired just straight up normally, there'd just be two of these in there. So there should be two blues, two yellows, two reds. That's it. But yeah, from the look of it, the supply for the fan goes through there and then up to the fan. Also the supply and the switch line for the light switch goes through there. And I think the supply for the little downstairs toilet, which is the other side of this wall, which has a light and a fan, I think that supply comes from there as well. So what I've done is, on the back of this, I've cut them and left them long, so all the blacks go in there, the blue in there, all the reds go in there, yellow there. Then there's a single red on its own, but I've coloured it in with a bit of black Sharpie, and that blue as well that goes there, coloured it in with a bit of black Sharpie. So I've basically done it to identify all the different ones. And then there was a yellow and a red that went in a little connector block together. So I've just left a bit of copper showing on those two. So I know they're the two that need to go back into just a connector block together. So I'm going to pull those wires through there, bring them into this space here, wag all the necessary connections I need to make. This isolator is then going to go there, or actually I think it was going to go over there. Basically somewhere on the outside of the doorway. And then the fan supply from that ISO then is going to come over here. We're going to utilise this old flue hole because the boilers move into there. So we'll put the fan there. So yeah, plodding along. I'm going to go eat now because I'm fucking starving. And then I'm going to come back and carry on with doing the wires for that fan. It's all right. Nicely as well, I spoke to Andy because he's my landlord. And we've had a hole in our ceiling in our kitchen since lockdown when we had a leak. And I always just forget to talk to him about it. So he just said, just get a fucking plasterer in, send me the bill. The window on our landing doesn't open because it didn't used to close, so I've jimmied it so it just stays closed. But he's like, just get a whole new window, send me the bill. Got 2 panes of glass in the conservatory that have blown. It's just letting moisture all in. Again, he's like, just get it done, send me the bill. And he's okayed me to knock a doorway in the conservatory through into my studio. So that's nice, isn't it? Yes. Right, me, food, hungry. So, I didn't do the shum, sorry. These are all the wires that used to be in that fan. Yep.
Put the boots back on. Okay. We'll give you the longer ones just in case you use the pine.
Beautiful. Cheers, Rand. Andy just went and got me some drill bits because I need to drill a hole through them. Right, yeah, so what I was saying was, I didn't want to extend all these wires to come all the way through to the new isolation switch because that's unnecessary and there'll just be a load of connections then, like to drag them on. So what I've done is, the way they were in the back of the ISO, because you remember I cut them with some left showing so I knew which wires went where. So I've just connected all those as if this was switched in the on position. So that means all the permanent lives and the permanent neutrals and everything are all retained as they were, so they'll go and feed off the other things that they had to do. So that's all wired as if that switch is turned on. But then where the cable went out and into the actual fan, I've replaced that with a new bit of cable that instead comes out, round, and it's now this one, which will go there. And then from there, I'm going to take another bit of cable then through the wall, across, down here, to the new fan location. So that's going to do that. But what made me think to talk to you, just a little tidbit, is when you're pulling cable through joists like this, you can get a bit over-eager to be like, oh, rag it through, quick, get the job done. But if you do that, what you do is you risk getting a friction burn on the other cables, and you can actually burn through to the cores, and then it can be a right issue then, because then you'll be having tripping problems or the RCD going, and you're like, why is it doing that? And you'll be looking at all your connections in your boxes and thinking it's fine, where actually what's happened is you've rubbed through a fucking cable. So, yes, try and make it, there's always room. Not that I'm telling you to be a Sparky or anything, don't anyone do that, go get a qualified electrician. But, yeah, just saying, be careful when you're running cables. If you're running cables for your own purposes, not for anything that you're doing illegally. Anyway, I'm going to keep going, and I'll probably talk to you at the end of the day now, because I want to get a shift on. Hope you're all having a good day. Hey up, my day is done. So I'm happy. It went. I got everything done that he wanted to. I was really chuffed with that bit where at the back of what's going to be the new bathroom on the other side of that wall and them sockets. Like apparently the other spark was getting in a bit of a tiz about that. And Andy said at the start of the day, he's like, the main thing today is to like try and sort that out. And I'd done it within an hour. That bit. I was like, as soon as I got them socket faces off, it was like, oh, this is fucking really straightforward. So yeah, ticked off a lot of stuff. The last bit, I don't think I videoed the last bit. Just got all the old, because he ain't retaining any of where the existing lights are. So when he was talking about new lighting, I was like, can we just get rid of all these fucking lights that are hanging everywhere? Because if they're not going where they're hanging, you're really confusing me. So I was like, so I've stripped all the old lights out, all the way back to the switch, and then just left the switch live cable coiled up above the light switch, so that's ready to go to wherever his new like first lighting position will be. And yeah, all the switches, I got the capping removed and chased all the way down to the switch, because he wants a load of 2 ways putting in so that it can turn everything off from like beside the bed. So yeah, he's going to see what the spark who's done the board and signing everything off says tomorrow, because he might just finish the rest of it and then sign it all off. But he's painting the picture that this guy's really busy and he's took on more work than he can fucking handle. And I'm trying to imagine if it was me back when I was sparking full-time, working for myself and whatnot, if I came to a job like that where I'd already done the main board and got it all on and working and everything else, and it was just a bunch of alterations left, and the customer was like, oh, I've got fucking a tenant who's a trained electrician and he's been helping me, I'd be like, oh, fucking, yeah, you carry on, like, let him do it, and then once it's all plastered and everything, I'll come back and just test it all and sign it off. So, depends what this guy's like, though. He might be very adamant that he puts in every cable, sort of thing. So, yeah. Right, I'm tired. I'm going to get the fuck home. I'm eager to get on at my own house tomorrow, because the weather's meant to be good. Spoke to Andy, because we've had a hole in our ceiling in our kitchen since lockdown. That's how long. And we've got 2 panes of glass in the conservatory where the double glazing has blown. I might have told you this earlier, but basically he's went, just get it fucking done. Give me the invoice and I'll reimburse you the money. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to get hold of, and the landing window, I feel like I said this already today, but fuck it, I'm tired. The landing window won't open, but that's because we jimmied it, because it wouldn't stay closed and the wind used to blow it open. So instead of just trying to fix the handle or anything, he's like, just get a whole new unit, just get the whole new landing window fucking fitted. He's like, so we're going to get the window fitted, the 2 glasses on the conservatory, going to get the ceiling in the kitchen plastered, and yeah, he's okayed me to knock a doorway through the conservatory and into my studio, which I'm really excited about. So yeah. Because that's the only thing that, most stuff I've done in the house has been quite tame. But I've done big alterations to the garden, but it's a garden. So he didn't even bat an eyelid. He just started talking to me about how best to put the lintel in. So yeah, right, I've just rattled on for 3 minutes. I'm sorry. I've told myself I'll try and get better at this stuff, but no, it was all informational. So yeah, hope you've all had a good day. I'm going to get the fuck home. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz, and I shall see you in tomorrow's video. Shoo.